Hello everyone. If you're catching the replay, please thumbs up the video. I'm not going to be on here long. It's hot out here. I'm actually on the beach by the water. But as I've mentioned before, whenever I post a video, I may give it a day or two and I'll come on and I'll speak about it. I'll go live um, to verbally clear up some of the comments, respond to some of them. Boy, I tell you what, gravy green, and I put some kind of some gel, and it makes it look white instead of gray. As you're coming in, say hello. How y'all doing? I'm sitting out in my spot again today. Just got off from work. And this is what I do to decompress. I would sometimes just come out, usually about 2 or 3 days a week. I try to come out by the water and just sit down to decompress. So how are y'all doing today? I hope y'all are having a good day. It's been a long day for me. A very challenging day for me, but I made it through it. I stopped off and got me some Taco Bells. I felt like Taco Bell, which I have spaghetti and meatballs at home that I cooked yesterday, but I had the audacity to come out here and spend money, which makes no sense at all. As y'all are coming in, thumbs up the video and tell me hello. How's it going? It's almost, I think it was 110 degrees here today. And I was contemplating rather not, I would actually come out here by the water. But it feels good. The wind is blowing a little bit out here. Just a little bit. What y'all did today? What y'all having for dinner? What are y'all having for dinner? This is a little bit spicy. My manager, I had to tell her today, I said, let me check my emails to see if you sent something to me. And I told her because a lot of times I have to pause before I respond to her. And she said, what do you mean? I said, because the emails that you send sometimes, it's not too friendly. It's not polite. Oh, that's nice, Silk. I took a walk around this park here locally. They call it Colonial Lake. So I walked around that park, I think it was Saturday morning. And I keep forgetting to take my sneakers so that I could start walking again. But the beach is really nice. When I tell you this is what I do to decompress, and I hope everything goes well with your exam. As a matter of fact, I have my mammogram next month. No, August. We're already in August. So I have that in August. I'm trying to figure out these migraines. So they're trying another prescription for me. Tomorrow is my early day off from work, so I'm going to go get my toenails painted. Oh, that sounds good. Chicken breast? Yes, Lord. Listen, I eat chicken. I literally eat chicken at least 3 times a week. because I don't do seafood too often unless I'm doing a seafood boil, because I've never been a huge person on seafood, never. Um, People say Captain D's is not real seafood, girl, but I love Captain D's. So I made some meatballs and spaghetti for my granddaughter, Lo Boopy, yesterday. And I have some leftovers home, but I didn't want that today. But I wanted to do this video because, like I said, anytime that I upload a video, I'm going to come on a day or two later and talk about the video. And the last video that I made was regarding Tamar Braxton and Tony Braxton. Let me know in the comment section if you all have seen that video, and if you know who I'm talking about, and thumbs up the video as you're coming in, please. Oh man, I just made a mess. Man, I just made a mess. Talk about modern day slavery. Well, I mean, children's IQ, unfortunately, is dropping. For some of them, I do agree. Not with all of them, because we do still have parents out here who make sure that they monitor what their kids are doing, watching, and they make sure that they get what they're supposed to be getting. But unfortunately, technology has taken precedence over a lot of things. And that's why even with my grandchildren, we monitor how long they're on their tablets. But the video with Tamar Braxton and Tony Braxton, briefly, Tamar was on live, and Tony was talking to her. I don't know if Tony knew she was on live, but Tamar told her she was leaving so that she could go and read her Bible. And Tony Braxton asked her why. She says, because we need the Bible for everything that's going on in this world. And she says, well, Tony says, well, the Bible is written by white men, and there are other books out there that you can learn from. This is what she said. And in the video, I wasn't saying that I was trying to be a hypocrite, because I tell people all of the times that there are times that we all make mistakes. I'm still working on myself. I'm still working on some things that I need to improve and get better in as far as my walk with Christ. But I have a voice. This is a platform that is utilized for people to have a voice. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be disrespectful in what you're saying about people, but you certainly do have the right to voice your opinion, especially when there are celebrities. They could tell us whatever they want to say. They could put out whatever type of music they want to put out. They could do what they want to do. So why can't we express our opinions and views about what we see? Why can't we? So it wasn't that I was being a hypocrite. You can't say on one hand you're a Christian, God, 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 and on the other hand, you just think that you can live your life any old type of way that you want to. Who is going to separate the difference between a Christian and a non-believer? What's the separation if everyone is doing the same thing? If I am out at a club and I'm twerking and I'm dancing and I'm having a good time along with everyone else, well, if you sat me by in the corner or at a table with everybody who's doing the same thing, how is someone supposed to be able to pick out who's the Christian from who's not the Christian? to be the salt of the earth. People should look at your life and be able to thirst after the things of Christ. So it wasn't like I was being judgmental. The lady just said what she felt. And that's her stance on it. And everyone has their free will. That's a good thing and that's a kind of bad thing, because when you have the free will to do what you want to do, then you kind of mess up, because everybody is going to do what they want to do. God is not going to make anyone serve him. Not at all. And that was all I was trying to say in that video. But I think sometimes people just want to have something to say, whether you're being pleasant or not. People are just going to say what they want to say. Well, that's been going on for quite a while and then just start. So what I started doing was I also started teaching my kids at home a little extra with them. That is true, Silk. Because if you don't, my granddaughter is 8 years old and we're trying to play catch up with her. Every child learns different. And for me, sitting in the school settings and subbing for almost 2 years, which I don't do it now, but when I was subbing, some of those students actually needs the extra help and attention. It cannot be put all on the teachers. Unfortunately, you have a classroom of 20, 25 students. Sometimes it might even be a little bit more than that. That teacher don't have the time to specifically cater to one student. So that student sometimes gets lost in the shuffle, unfortunately. And then to add insult to injury, you have the students in the classroom that's bullying them. If the child raised their hands and don't know the answer, or called upon to answer a question and they don't know it, then the students are teasing them. It shuts that child down. So you have to take the extra time with the kids when they're at home. I'm telling you, I'm seeing children I'm seeing a child as young as 5 years old stressing out. Hi, Kara. Hey, January. I mean, I've literally seen children at the age of 5 years old stressed out. I know a little boy right now who just turned 8 years old. And he said he had to walk away from a child because he knows he have anger problems. What does a 7-year-old know about having anger problems? But this is real life for these children. I mean, it's real life. People tell me I dress different because I could mix some colors up and people be like, that's what you're wearing? But it came like that because when I was younger, my mother didn't have a lot to give to us to get all these fancy clothing. We had clean clothes. But when I got in middle school, I definitely knew the difference from what other kids was wearing versus what I was wearing. So it made me, when I started working, I would begin to buy and purchase different things and I would just mix my clothing up. I know very little about name brand items because I don't care anything about it. I just like clothes and I know how to put it together. There are women on my jobs that I've worked on before and the job that I'm currently on right now. Where do you get your clothes from? I have clothing that I've had for 5, 6, 7 years because I don't buy necessarily for fashion. And I had to do that because I remembered where I came from and how I used to be. Man, listen, if an adult is not teasing you, the children are. Point, I mean, just period. And I think that's why sometimes my granddaughter doesn't want to go to school because she feels intimidated because every child learns different. That's just the bottom line. People use the Bible to benefit their own specific needs. Have y'all ever heard of anyone saying, who in the world told them they could be healed from a disease? Have you ever heard anyone saying that? Who said y'all could be healed? Who said you have the nerves to say you could have a new house? You have the nerves to say you could have a new car? Anything positive, most people are okay with it. But the moment you start telling people about the way that they're living and it's unpleasing to God, there's so many people have a problem with it. I was supposed to be going to an event, and I changed my mind about going because I am so trying to change and keep myself out of the wrong kind of environments. Because if you can't feel it in the atmosphere, if you can't see what's going on right now, you got to be blind. I mean, it's clear as day that times is changing and things are happening. People are dying from left to right now. It used to be a time when it was older women getting breast cancer or older people dying of lung cancer. People are dying in their 20s from cancer now. Breast cancer. So much is changing now. So much. Hate is real. Family is not family like they used to be. And as I've said in the last video, just read the book of Revelations and it'll tell you. I have 2 brothers right now that are not speaking to me. 2. It's only the 3 of us from my mother, and I'm the oldest and only daughter. I have 2 sisters from my father and 4 brothers from my father. But from my mom, it's just the 3 of us. And the Bible states that family will be turning against family. My friends are closer to me than some of my family members. Yesterday was the first time, and I am 55 years old. Yesterday was the very first time I had ever heard my brother say to me why he hates me so much. Why? From something that happened in our childhood. And he says to me in so many words, I bullied him. I controlled him. And for him, he holds on to it now. And he says, I'll hate you until the day I die. When did family start becoming like this? Let me see something. He was being like, ooh. Yeah, a lot of the students would have anxiety, Silk. I remembered one young lady, little girl, I had to pull out of the classroom and talk to her because she started shaking. She said, I get anxiety. I mean, I'm talking about elementary school. So you'd just be amazed at what these kids are going through. You would be amazed. So much has changed. I mean, these little kids are using profanity. They're watching all types of things on the tablets. It's just like the little girl they call Miss Shirley, the little girl doing the boots on the ground. Everyone seems to think that that was just so cute. But look at what she's being exposed to. We don't pay any attention to those type of things. We really don't pay any attention. We just go with the flow and we just do what we want to do. So in that video, it wasn't to be shady, but have a voice. This is a platform for us to utilize. I don't think I was being disrespectful. I was being honest in my opinion and what I felt. Y'all, it's hot out here. The breeze, the wind ain't blowing like it's supposed to. It really isn't. So, this is what I do. I get off from work and I just chill out. I chill out. I was going to sit out here and study some stuff regarding YouTube, because for a long time I would periodically put videos out, and then I would get frustrated and I would stop posting. But I am a true testament of following your pursuit and not stopping. If you get discouraged, don't you stay discouraged for long. I was trying to get to over 1,000 for a while, just posting videos so that I could really start putting content out here. I was trying to do Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. When I tell you I was burning myself out, because I'm from one platform to the next, uploading, going live. And I just made a decision, you know what? I'm going to pick one. And YouTube happened to be the one. It's very rare that I go live on Facebook now, because I would literally go live every morning on my way to work on Facebook. I'm just talking and chatting with people. And then when I stop, when people see me, what happened to you? Head over to YouTube. If you want to see me, head over to YouTube. So I had to literally begin to read for myself. There were a few people that I was following, and when I realized how they were moving and the things that they were doing, I'm like, no, this is not right here. This is not right. So I am really seeking a church home that is going to teach me. God has given me a brain. I don't necessarily need anyone to teach me how to gain wealth, because there's so many coaches out here to do that. I don't necessarily need anyone to teach me that. What I need is someone who's going to teach me the real true things of God, and how to live holy and how to live right, how to treat people. I'm still working on that. When people are hateful and disrespectful towards me, I'm still working on being kind. We had a meeting on the job, and excuse me, we had a meeting on my job, and my manager says, does anyone have anything to say? I said, yes. Everyone just needs to mind their own business. This is why it's important to have multiple streams of income. Because when you don't, you will feel intimidated and confined to doing everything that these people on these jobs want you to do. You get frightened. You get stressed out. I know a young lady right now who's wearing a heart monitor because her job has stressed her out so bad, because she works. She's single, have no children, but she's handling all of her bills on her own. So as stressful as that job is, she has to deal with it. So I'm at a space where People think that folks are on YouTube, just social media, just doing it just to be doing it. I love what I do because for a very long time, I wasn't seeing the fruits. I was not seeing the fruits because I realized this channel is not for everyone. Some people like true entertainment. And then you have some people who loves information. I refuse to compromise who I am because I am as silly could be. I used to do some stuff. But to get out here on social media to do those things to gain a following, that's not what I am going to do. I work a full-time job. I'm still working on my notary business, and I've written books. Working on some things right now that I'll start selling and having the links on YouTube. So I'm constantly trying to figure out ways to gain access to more money. Social media is not all bad because I literally watched someone who purchased a piece of property in Arkansas, and she only paid a little over $200 for it. Got the deed and title for it. And guess what? I reached out to her. I got information. I didn't buy not one, not two, not three. I was able to purchase 4 pieces of property in Arkansas from a tax lien sale. So that's where my mind is because we never know when social media will end. Who knows? You may be making all of the money right now, and then later on when things get shut down or they decide they're not paying folks anymore, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I told my supervisor today, there's the business, and then there's my life. If I absolutely have to be off to do something, the business have to do what the business have to do, and Tracy got to do what I got to do for my life. And for a long time, I wasn't in that position to do that. For a long time. So you have to take whatever these folks give you on these jobs. And let me tell you something. These new millennials, these guys ain't taking nothing. That's not necessarily a good thing all of the times, because sometimes you have to learn how to keep your mouth closed until you can get to where you need to be. And some of them just ain't having it. Ooh, the shade from that sun is getting bad now. Man, it's getting bad now. So I'm going to head on home. I don't need to do nothing else tonight. The same 12 or 13 pounds I've lost, I've gained 3 more back. Chicken. Chicken. I appreciate every single person who have supported me on this channel. I appreciate it. I travel with this. It's called color-coded Bible verses. And I travel with this. And it's color-coded for anything that you may be going through. You pull a scripture out of it. And when I tell you, whatever it is I need in that moment, I pull it out. If I'm frustrated, happy, thankful, anxious, sad, troubled, I travel with this on me. Because it didn't take a lot for me to spaz out before. It really didn't. I had 0 patience and 0 tolerance before. There was a time I would have never really apologized to my brother. I would let it roll. But right now, people, we are not in that time to where we could play around and holding unforgiveness in our hearts for anyone. You got to get it together with your siblings, that spouse that may have treated you bad. I forgive my ex-husbands. My first husband, I'm going on marriage number 3. My first husband, he and I are good friends now. Although he's back in his country. He's from Martinique. He went back to his country after our daughter turned 18 years old. But we are the best of friends right now. I used to be like that too. Well, sort of, kind of, so. I've been always sharp at the tongue. Y'all, I'm sorry, but yeah, let me turn it around this way because the sun is glaring now. I was always sharp at the tongue, ready to snap, ready to pop, and now I'm the opposite. I am trying to learn how to refrain because it's nothing. It's a horrible feeling when you tell people exactly what you feel and then have to go back and apologize because the way you said it wasn't right. So now when I say what I have to say to people, I try my very best to say it when I'm not angry, and I try to say it where I'm telling the truth without being offensive. I sent an audio text message to my sister-in-law today, and I told her exactly what I felt without being nasty or malicious. I just told her how I felt. So that is something that I still work on because I was always a person who was pretty sharp at the tongue. I mean, I was that person that would tell a boss off in a minute. You know, I work around a person right now who's not my manager, but a person right now who's not the nicest. And I am learning how to share space with her. And I just thank God we're not too close to each other, but I am truly learning how to share space with her. So that's what I'm working on. I'm working on continuing to be kind to people who are just outright just nasty. You got some people who are just absolutely nasty. I was telling my daughter about some of the comments that I've gotten on here when I've went live, and she said, Mama, and you, it's like you live for it. You don't care? No, I don't. I don't let what people say insult me, especially people who don't know me. Everyone is entitled to their opinions. You know what? I've said that one time. It was actually the job prior to this one. And I went on that job and I told them, I'm not here to make friends. Well, of course, some of them took offense to that. They actually took offense to that because a lot of times people want to know so much of what's going on in your personal life. It's insulting to them, which is weird, but it's insulting to them that you're quiet and you don't share. So they had a problem with that with me. They had a huge problem with that. I ended up sending an email to the company and letting them know how I felt about that. And it wasn't until I left that I really told them what I thought about the company and some of the behaviors within it. But I've also learned that you don't have to necessarily render evil for evil. You don't have to do it because guess what? The things that they're doing behind your back, it will catch them. The job that I'm talking about right now, there was a young lady that would laugh and smile in my face every day. Well, little did she know was that one of the higher ups took liking to me and would warn me of what was going on. She didn't realize that. So I was actually working at a doctor's office and I forgot to check a patient out. But what I would always do before the end of the day, I would go back down the scheduled appointments to make sure I didn't forget anything, that I didn't forget to check anyone out. But before I could do that, she had literally took the time to take a screenshot of it and sent it to my supervisor. Well, she sent it to my supervisor, not knowing that later that day I went back and checked the patient out. So when they looked at it, they're like, she checked it out. She checked the patient out. Oh, but you were so quick to go and screenshot it to send it instead of just saying, hey, Tracy, you forgot to check this patient out. Well, look at her. The very next day, she forgot to check 3 patients out. So see, you don't have to render evil for evil. People deed and the things that they do will find them well. And that's what I rely on. That's what I told someone earlier today. I said, listen, I might not see and know everything that you're doing behind my back, but God knows and He sees. He knows and He sees. God is like a business partner of mine. And that's who I rely on, because let me tell you something. People are nasty. There are some great people in this world, and there are some hateful people in this world just the same. And yeah, I've learned, oh Jesus, I've learned that the hard way. When my stepdad died about 2 years ago, his niece used to go to school with me. We all lived in the same neighborhood. And at 55, well, I was 53 then, and she said, Tracy, I remembered when you used to fight all the time. Let me tell you something. My mouth was so sharp. I'm telling you, it was sad. But there wasn't a girl in that neighborhood that I didn't fight. Not one. It ain't nothing to gloat about. I'm just telling you how far God has brought me from. So I'm not perfect by far. I had a mouth on me to kill a mule. I would fight in a heartbeat. So much so to, I mean, the girls ganged me. It would have to been a flock of them. Tore my behind up and they yelled out to my aunt house, hey, they're ganging Tracy in the street, and all of my cousins ran outside and everybody in the middle of the street fighting. So it's not that God can't change your life. You just got to be willing. You got to be willing, and that was something I was willing to do. I didn't think it was cute, and it's certainly not cute for no grown behind woman like me to call myself being out here arguing with people and fighting and fussing. I believe you could tell people what you have to tell them, and with some people it just doesn't matter how you say it to them, they're still going to be offended. It's just like a spouse cheating on his mate. It doesn't matter how she goes and tells her husband, I messed up. It doesn't matter how she goes and tell her husband she messed up on the money, or she did this, or she did that. Certain things, people are just going to be upset, and it doesn't matter how you say it. But for yourself, you got to know that, okay, this is what I did. This is what I said. I told the truth. I apologize. Now you got to be able to deal with that. See, I got 2 sisters that got me blocked on their phones for no reason. That's okay. I love them from, yeah. I just told my mother earlier today, and I told my brother. I said, me apologizing for whatever I've done to you as a child has nothing to do with me wanting to obtain a relationship with you right now. If you feel that me being in your life is not bringing you peace, if that means me being out of your life, then I'm willing to accept that. It's just that simple. Does it bother me sometimes? Yes, it does, because the two people who should love me the most and be my protector are my brothers. Besides my husband, my brothers. They only have one sister, so you would think that they would be overly protective of me. Now, my one of my brothers, before he got so angry with me, well, the other one before I don't know what's going on with him right now. But I remembered my first husband um, was ready to tear my behind up in the house, which was bad. And I called my aunt upset. And when I called her, um, my brother was over there. I didn't even know he heard the conversation. But the next thing I know, about 5, 10 minutes later, they're at my house. My brother pulled out a gun on my husband and said, listen, you could fuss and talk all day long, but you better not put your hands on my sister. And I believe still to this day, as angry as they are, I don't think that they would visually see someone messing with me and not do anything about it. But yeah, it does bother me sometimes, but I can't just sit around here and mope about the way they feel about me. I can't do that. So this year we decided to create new memories. There hadn't been a Thanksgiving Day since I was born that I didn't spend with my mother. And so this year we decided we're going to go out of town to maybe Myrtle Beach and have Thanksgiving there, because we're not... Oh, my phone's ringing, y'all. We're not in a space right now to where we're getting along. So it is what it is, you know. I love them, and there's absolutely nothing I wouldn't do for my brothers. I truly love them. And I prayed for my brother this morning. I'm like, Lord, please don't allow anything to happen to him in the state of mind that he's in, having all this hate. Hi, is it Al Hill? Hi, how are you? Let me see this message here. Somebody is saying something crazy. No, I do not slap my children. No. Nope, I do not slap my children. Have I in the past shook my son up? Being angry? Yes, because he had a mouth on him. But I never just slapped my children. No, I mean, he was older. But that's not a question for me to answer with you. But I'm being real. I'm being open. I'm human. We all have made mistakes as parents. But I'm not going to abuse my children. No, I'm not abusing my children, and I'm not going to let anyone abuse them. My oldest just turned 36 years old. And at 36 years old, I'm still protective of him. My daughter will be 30 on September the 1st. I'm protective of her. I'm protective of my 26-year-old. So it doesn't matter how old they get. Y'all, I hope I don't drop this while trying to hook this back on. Oh, it doesn't matter how old they get. Oh, Lord. Y'all, I'm getting hot now. I have got to head off of this beach. It's getting hot now. So let me see something. Let me, y'all let me know if you still could hear me, because I needed to make sure I turned the Bluetooth off. Oh, yes, it's getting hot in this car now. I'm sweating. And I don't know what kind of material shirt this is, but it is not helping. See, let me show y'all. I parked right alongside of the water, and I don't even have to get out of my car, and I can enjoy all of this. Let me see. You see that? Right by the water, and I can enjoy all of it. And this is something I do all of the time. Sometimes it's early in the morning. I just come out here and sit by the water. Heck, I've came out here at night when I'm mad I'll leave and walk away sometimes before I get too upset. Now, come on now, man. I know you see me back, and why would you do that? Why? Thank you, Hill. Thank you. You got to be protective. I think sometimes people think when kids, adults get a certain age, they don't need their parents anymore. But when your children is 17, 18, 19, especially in their 20s, they think they got it all together then, and they think they know everything. So they're making some very unwise decisions. And you got to be there for them to kind of help them navigate their way through life. Have to be there for them. Because I know at that age, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was getting dressed, putting my makeup on. You couldn't tell me nothing. And I paid for it. I paid for it. I paid for, and I wouldn't necessarily say I paid for it, because I don't believe that any of my children was to pay me back or disrupt my life. However, if I was being wise and not being too, like the old folks say, grown for my own good, then I would have made better choices and decisions. Baby daddy number one, the moment that I got pregnant, he demanded me to abort my baby. Well, I didn't believe in abortion, and he grabbed me by the arms, tight. And he said, I'm telling you, if you don't abort this baby, you will be raising it on your own. And he did just that. All right. 5 years later, same situation again with another person. He was fine with it. He was fine with it. And acted as if he was so okay with me having this baby rubbing my belly, and I felt comfortable. Then he turned on me and wanted me to abort my baby. So that's baby number 2 I had. Daddy gone. Those were decisions that I made. That's my life, and I'm not ashamed of it. I've done some crazy things. That's why I'm not here to judge anyone, because I know what I've been doing. I've never been one to drink, never been one to smoke, but I love to party, I love to dance, and I loved men. That was just the bottom line. There's no other way of sugarcoating it. I loved men. And I felt like I always had to be in a relationship. Now, my third child, I was married to her dad, and we were together for 9 years. You're right about that, Hill. Now, my son, my firstborn, his daddy sat right by him in the courtroom and didn't even acknowledge that he was there. My daughter, her dad got all of his kids together, and he apologized to them for not being there as their father like he was supposed to. So my daughter has 2 sisters and 2 brothers from her dad. So he apologized to them and said he didn't know how long he would be here on this earth, and he wanted to make it right with them. So he began to call her at least once a month. That was a step in the right direction from where he was before, which was not calling her Holly at all. Then he passed away. He ended up passing away a few years later. My daughter's older sister, I got a call from work one day. She's heading over to the hospital. Robin was like a second mother to her. Her sister was just leaving from a funeral, and as she's leaving from a funeral, she took sick. She got sick, and we got her to, you see how ignorant they are walking alongside the road. Thumbs in not have crab shack. Take them to the crab shack. They get so crazy on this beach. It's ridiculous. So anyway, um, she ended up dying, and that was like her best friend outside of me being close to me. That was the next closest person to her besides me and her granny. My son, from his dad, he got so many siblings out there, it's utterly ridiculous. And the only one he knows is one, because I remembered when his father told me about a woman that he dated in my city. And I began to do the research. I'm like, I gotta find this woman. He said she had a heart problem. I have a girlfriend who lives in that area. Let me find out from her if she knows this woman. Well, she said, yeah, I know her. She lives right around the street from my mother, right around the corner from my mother. I said, well, do you think you could get a number for me? I got her number and I called her. And I began to share with her everything that this man had done. She's like, well, my goodness, the same thing that he did to you, he did it to me. He told me he wanted me to have an abortion, and I told him I was not aborting my child. I mean, this woman and I stayed on the phone for over an hour, just exchanging with each other everything that we had been through with this man. So we talked on Wednesday. Friday, we were going to get the kids together. Friday or Saturday, we were going to get our boys together so that they could meet each other. Well, I get a call Friday telling me she died. She died. Driving through a drive-through, had a seizure, and died. But I was able to get all of the information I needed about her son. Her son is doing well. He's in the military. Him and my son, they speak to each other, so they know each other. But it's amazing how life works and how things happen. And then people just think, oh, this girl right here it's judgmental as she could be. No. Because I've done some crazy things. I've been caught up into some really crazy stuff. You think that feels good to say I have 3 children from 3 different men? It doesn't feel good to say that. But I did it. And they're not a mishap. They're supposed to be here. Maybe the conditions that they're here shouldn't have happened that way, but my children are supposed to be here. And every single one of them love me, they respect me, and they're doing well. I thank God. I always say, Lord, please don't let my daughters do the things that I used to do. Please don't let my daughters be like me. My daughter, Nikki, will be 30 years old September the 1st. Don't have any children. 25, no children. I said, Lord, I thank you. And I always tell them, y'all, please don't be like me. Try to be married before you have children. My baby girl just recently told me there's a handsome guy that's interested in her. He's a realtor. But she explained to him, I'm not having sex until I'm married. I respected the fact that he said, I can't do that. But he was being honest. Whatever I did, I used to do behind closed doors. I didn't want my kids to see me with different people. My daughters could count the hands of any man they've seen me with because I would leave and go away from home. I did not want to expose them to all types of people because it's crazy out here. Y'all think molestation just started yesterday? That mess has been going on for years, decades. That has been going on. Decades that's been going on. I have 4 grandbabies from my son. He's married and he has 3 kids with his wife and 1 outside child with another woman, not outside child, but another child with another woman because she's the oldest. And I don't like to use that phrase, outside children. That's what they used to say about me and my siblings from my dad, because he was married. But he wasn't married when my mother met him. But he eventually got married. She was 15 years old messing around with her little young self. And then at 17 got pregnant. And when he had these children outside of his marriage, we were called the outside children. I said, the devil is a liar. I will not be considered an outside child anymore. God brought me here for a reason, and I'm supposed to be here. I didn't say, no need to be upset with me. I didn't sleep with your daddy. I didn't sleep with our daddy. My mother may have, my sister mama did, but I didn't sleep with our daddy. So don't be upset with me, and don't call me no outside child. I'm supposed to be here, and I guarantee you, I got more sense than, let me get off of that. Let me get off of that. Because it's amazing, the same people who ostracize you and ostracize other people, they do the same thing and worse. Your mom, hey, Kashawn, your mother's last son living. I really am trying to make her proud, still at the age of 33. Oh, that is amazing. That is so good. Let me tell y'all something. These scam calls is really something else. We've lost 2 people in my family to gun violence at a very young age, one of which passed about maybe 4 years ago or so. He was only 18 years old. My other first cousin, her son was killed. Her son was killed about 8 years ago or so. My son, when he was hanging out in the streets, my son was shot in the back. That could have taken his life away. But I thank God that he had mercy on him. I thank God. The bullet did not penetrate through his back, but it got him in the back. And the bullet, you could see the hole behind the car, in the back of the car from the bullet. So I am blessed. I thank God that my son got out of the streets for years now. He got out of the streets. He drives trucks now. He's a family man. He loves cooking for his children, studying with his kids, reading the word with his kids. So that is a blessing. That is a true blessing. So I'm going to keep doing these videos because I have a voice and I will continue to use it. As I've said before, this page may not be for everybody. But the ones who are here, I thank God for you. And I'm going to tell you right now, I like to give. I'm a giver. And I think I mentioned it a few weeks ago that I would give away a few of my books, but no one ever sent me their emails, or at least I haven't gotten it. But this is one of the books that I've written right here, Breaking the Chains of a Narcissist. That's on Amazon. So I gave folks my email address and said, email me, and I think I was giving away 3 or 4 books, and I said I would give away some of the books, at least 3 or 4. All you had to do is pay for shipping and handling, which is $3 and some change, I believe. So my email address is booksuccess792@gmail.com. That's BOOKSUCCESS792@gmail.com. If you send the email to me, just make sure that you tell me who you are and that you were on my live. That book, Breaking the Chains of a Narcissist, have changed the lives of a lot of people who have read it. I never want to tell people to leave their spouses. That's not the goal. My goal is to empower them. You know, if you're not being treated right, if you're being misused and abused, there's a lot of times people just equate, sometimes people just equate abuse to physical abuse. But when someone can tamper with your mind and make you feel like you are losing your dang on mind, that is abusive. That is extremely abusive. I've been there, done that. And I've said there's not a devil in hell who will take me back to that again. I will never let another man disrespect me and mistreat me. Do my husband and I have our differences? Of course we do. If we say something out of line to each other, we know how to apologize and make that thing right away. But I'm talking about an abusive, just nasty, evil person that will gaslight the heck out of you, wrong, and try to make you feel like you're crazy. That's what's in this book. Stuff like that. To empower people to say, hey, no. You will not gaslight me. I know what you did. I saw what you did. Because let me tell you what it'll make you feel like. If it's raining outside, you imagine if it's raining outside and you could clearly see it's pouring down, raining outside. And you say, hey, it's raining out there. And the person next to you is saying, no, it isn't. And you're like, it's raining. And they're like, no, it isn't. You might begin to scratch your head and wonder, wait a minute now, am I losing my mind? Am I going crazy? That's what gaslighting does to you. It'll make you feel like you're losing your mind. When you know you just heard a conversation, hey, I love you. Thanks for talking to me on my way home. And then you tell this individual about it. Hey, nobody said nothing like that to me. And it's like, well, golly, now I know I'm not crazy. And then you start second guessing yourself and like, well, maybe she didn't say it like that. Or maybe it wasn't like that. Maybe I misunderstood it. That's what gaslighting is. And that's what this book is all about. Empowering people to say, wait a minute. I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy. I am almost home. I'm like 2 minutes away from home, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today on this Thursday afternoon. Tomorrow is a short day at work for me. I don't know if I'm going live tomorrow. I may be uploading another video tomorrow or Saturday. I'm trying to upload at least 2 or 3 videos a week. And then, depending on the comments that I receive, if someone is misunderstanding, because sometimes when you're typing something, it may be perceived differently. So that's why I come on live after I do videos a couple of days later so that I can clear up some things. So I thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Going home, take a shower, watch TV, talk to my husband, and just chill out for the rest of the night. Short day tomorrow. I'm getting off at 11:30, so I'll go get my toenails polished. I don't go get my nails done. I do that myself. I'm keeping my money. But the toes, they looking a little boomerang, so it's time to get something done with them. How y'all doing? It's time to get something done with those toes. Oh yes. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. I remember before my aunt passed, she used to say, now you know good and right well it don't make no sense for your foot to look like that, Tracy. I'm like, girl, please. Girl, please. I miss my aunt. She passed in March of this year. And I miss her so much. That was my friend, my mama, my sister, man, I miss her so much. I wore one of her skirts today to work that I got from her, and after she passed, and I felt like her today. I really, really, really miss her. To see them pumping her chest, trying to resuscitate her, and witnessing that was hard. That was so hard. That was so hard. But y'all have a great day. Always remember, healthy mind, joyful life. Don't allow anyone to distort your peace, joy, or happiness. And let's see, I want to make sure I'm not missing any comments at all. So thank you so much. You are always on. I appreciate you so much. You're always on. Thank you for everyone else who started watching. I appreciate it. I'm home now. So I am signing off. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye.